Taking off the gloves, I've had enough, it's in my blood. I was born for this.
Welcome to the show, guys. I'm excited. We're talking about 3 fantasy football wide receivers I absolutely love for fantasy football 2021. Now, these are actual receivers you could probably get for decent value in your draft. You don't have to pay a Davante Adams or Tyreek Hill value for these guys. That's part of the reason why I love these guys. I love them because they're great value. Potentially, we don't really know where the ADPs are. It's still early. You can't do mock drafts really in February, March. I mean, you can, but it's not as accurate, so we're not going to know. But I have already kind of scouted these guys out as 3 guys I love for fantasy football 2021. Things may change, but as of right now, they're very warm to my heart. Before I get into this, guys, very important, manscaped.com. Treat yourself. Amazing product. I've got the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer here. They've got other amazing products, including this amazing Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker right here. You can actually trim your nose hairs. What I like about them is that they got an amazing product. They're very clean, durable, strong, and I love the packaging. They've really done a good job. They've got ball wipes. They've got everything for you guys. You know, the alpha male likes to do some shower lion stuff. I'm a shower guy, so I'm a shower lion in my shower, if that makes any sense. I'm trimming, and I want to do it properly. I want to trim my lion's mane, basically, and I want to do it without cutting myself, so I use this product. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION, ironically, to get that 20% discount. There's a link here below, but I'm telling you, you'll be very happy with the product. It's even got a flashlight so you can navigate. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION. All right, let's rip into these 3 wide receivers I love, okay? Let's just dive in. Let's not hold back any longer. And I'm excited about that Super Bowl, by the way. Super excited. I mean, it's coming up, but this is it. After this Super Bowl's done, then we got literally like no football for a long time. So I'm transitioning to basketball. Going to be watching a lot of basketball myself. So make sure you guys follow me on IG at Fantasy Football Counselor. I'll be talking basketball as well, including, sports cards. I'm really in there, and I've got a course on that as well, linked below. All right, Keenan Allen's my first guy. He's a wide receiver I absolutely love. Why do I love Keenan Allen? It's weird because I never really liked Keenan Allen for years. He was kind of that guy getting injured. He's kind of proven to me that he could finish a season. That's number one. What I really love more than Keenan Allen is Herbert, Justin Herbert. I'm a believer in Herbert. I think he's a great quarterback, potentially a great quarterback. By the time of this recording, he's in contention for winning that Rookie of the Year, which I think he'll get. I also like Jefferson, big fan of Jefferson as well, but I think Herbert's going to get it. What does that have to do with wide receiver, Joe? Well, when you're ever scouting a wide receiver, whenever you're scouting one, I always look at the quarterback throwing on the ball. I look at the talent of the quarterback, and I look at the volume that the quarterback throws. This is very important. Then you got to look at the connection that they have. And we've seen a Herbert-Allen connection. We saw it last year. So much so that Allen was actually number 5 in targets with 147, catching 100 receptions. Not bad. Number 5 in receptions, number 5 in targets. Very impressive for a quarterback who was a rookie, only played 15 games. He was 1 game short there, 1 or 2 games. So he didn't play the full season, and it was his rookie year, so he had to get integrated. It takes a while to get into that offense and learn it, build that rapport with your receivers. Yet Herbert was still 4th in attempts and number 9 in fantasy. Pretty remarkable. 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not a bad ratio for a rookie year. But again, what I like going back to Keenan Allen is that he was number 5 in targets, and we know Herbert likes to throw the ball a lot. Number 4 in attempts in his rookie year. That's what I like. And, as a value for fantasy football, not a value, but a quarterback you can get decent value compared to what you're going to pay for a Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen. I think he's going to do really well this year. I am excited about Herbert overall. But again, Keenan Allen is a wide receiver I love as of right now, based on the scenario that he's in with Herbert. Kind of a perfect storm for me when you look at a wide receiver. Next guy here is Deontay Johnson, and you could say Claypool as well, but either one of these guys. But I think Deontay is going to have a big year this coming year. He's improving his hands. We saw some drops last year. Even with those drops, and his kind of bad year in that sense and kind of that bad reputation for dropping, having brick hands, he still was number 6 in targets with 144. That's pretty impressive. Number 21 amongst wide receivers in fantasy points, 7 touchdowns, not bad. And again, why do I like Big Ben? because Big Ben had 608 attempts. So I like Big Ben, and Big Ben throws to Deontay Johnson, which equals a lot of targets, which equals a lot of fantasy points. Volume, people. It's all about volume. And Big Ben, you know, he's going to play hard. He's probably got 1, maybe 2 seasons left in him. He's probably going to retire after this upcoming season, so he's going to play hard. He's going to want to try to make a strong Super Bowl run, which is a really good sign for Deontay Johnson, who is the #1 target and primary receiver. Now, I'm not really sold on Juju. I'm not really a Juju guy, but I'm thinking that, I don't know, they may ship Juju off. I'm not sure, but he's probably due for a bigger deal now because he's been, you know, I think he's still on his rookie contract. So are they going to keep Juju? What's going to happen? That's something I'm going to be watching heavily. If you guys know, leave it in the comments. As of right now, I haven't done too much research, but I think Deontay is going to be the big beneficiary here under the targets, under the, you know, the watch of Big Ben, and all of those targets, they've got to go somewhere, those 608 attempts. And I think Deontay, based on last year's stats, #1 target getter, is going to be a beneficiary. Love the upside there. And the third wide receiver I love that you can get for a great value is a guy by the name of T. Higgins. This is a guy that I had on all my teams last year that the mainstream consensus rankings, the sheep analysts, did not recommend. He was going undrafted, picked up off waiver wires. A lot of people started to catch on to T. Higgins and the talent. 6'4", 216, Clemson talent. We know a lot of talent comes out of Clemson. Second round pick, big investment by the Bengals. And they're going to use him. And they've got a great quarterback in Joe Burrow, who's coming back after that crazy injury in week 11. So I think it's going to be good things for him. I really genuinely do for T. Higgins. If Burrow's healthy, I'm excited. 108 targets last year, 28 in fantasy with an injured Burrow, again, missing almost half the season here. T. Higgins still ended up having 908 yards, guys, 6 touchdowns. That is exciting. So when you're looking at the situation, young quarterback in Burrow, T. Higgins, young, wiry, strong receiver, prototypical 6'4", 216. I'm excited. He's going to get the target. He's going to get the volume. He's averaging around 9-10 targets a game with Burrow there. He's going to continue to get that volume and targets. I think you get this guy for a steal. I think he'll still be under people's radar, which really excites me about T. Higgins going into the 2021 fantasy football season. Now, again, when I look at wide receivers, here's a strategy and a rule of thumb. Look at the quarterback that's throwing to him. Is he a throwing and passing quarterback? This is why I kind of stayed away from Lamar Jackson's wide receivers, because he's more of a running quarterback, right? He doesn't throw as much. Look for the pocket passer, or just look for a guy that gets a ton of volume and throws the ball a lot. This is very, very important. It's very easy to spot trends. Now, another trend that I spotted that no one else did, as far as I know, I always want to say as far as I know, because there's always somebody that might have said it somewhere, and I always get a comment about it. But Justin Jefferson is a guy that I mentioned. I don't recall anybody else talking about it because he was ranked 59th amongst wide receivers. I said draft this guy in the 7th round according to my 16-round draft solution. Get the 16 rounds, by the way, guys, linked below. And Justin Jefferson was a guy that was a plug and play based on what we saw with the trends with Kirk Cousins throwing 150 targets to Diggs back a couple years ago. So with Diggs being gone, I saw a void there with 150 targets. I saw the talent of Jefferson, and I saw an opportunity there to grab Justin Jefferson for an absolute steal in the 7th round, which, you know, to a mainstream would have thought, oh, man, this guy's reaching on Jefferson in the 7th round. No, it's about seeing the opportunity. I know how to draft wide receivers, and wide receivers you can wait for because you want to load up on those running backs and you get the value at wide receiver. Now, Jefferson's a top 10 wide receiver, and everyone's riding his dick. Why? Because he finished well last year, right? So when you're looking at these wide receivers, again, look at volume. That's very, very important, volume. Look at who's throwing the ball. Very important. All key elements at drafting that wide receiver if you want to succeed. And again, you want to wait on wide receiver, okay? So again, recap. Keenan Allen, love the upside. Hopefully he stays healthy. Deontay Johnson. Claypool, I think, will have a good year as well. Hopefully they ship Juju off because I'd love to see Deontay really emerge. I think the talent is there. I don't think they really need Juju. I think they could draft another receiver and be good with Claypool and Deontay. And they've got Washington there as well. They've got some targets there. And T. Higgins, of course, I think he's going to be the big volume getter. I think he's got that rapport with Burrow. I think Burrow comes back healthy, and we've got ourselves a good connection with T. Higgins and Joe Burrow, okay? That's it, guys. I mean, I'm going to be doing a ton of fantasy football wide receiver sleepers in general, a ton of videos. We go year round here with the #1 fantasy football podcast. We go year round. So make sure you guys are subscribed. A ton of stuff here for you guys. I got the Sports Card Shark. I've linked it here below. Make sure you guys get in. Sports card market is absolutely booming. You might want to jump in on that, make some money, dive in, get into that. Also, guys, 16-round drafts, which you can pre-order right now for the lowest possible price of the season. I've linked that below here. Get in, guys. I mean, it's never too early to dive in and start researching. My first release of 16 rounds comes out after the draft, about a week after the draft, where I lay out the 16-round draft solution on which players I like and when to draft them. There's going to be changes. I update it every so often that it needs it. So you can get it below, or thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Get that and get into the Shark course. And also, if you want my trending cards of the week, I also got that available as well at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. I will text you the trending cards that I like for sports cards as well, so you can make some money off that as well. All right, guys, I'm out. Smash thumbs up and comments below. Leave the fantasy football wide receiver that you love. And thank you guys for being here. And, go check out my rant video. I did one, when was it? Yesterday. Go check that out. Check it back, okay? My fantasy football rankings rant. You'll love it. We'll talk soon, guys. I am out. We'll see you soon.